Hello and welcome to another edition of Debatable here on godsofgeek.com. My name is Colm, and today we're looking at something that caused quite a stir, and that's the box art for Far Cry 4. There have been plenty of forms of mainstream media that have tackled hard-hitting topics and have done so very well. One such topic is racism. The Green Mile, 12 Years a Slave, American History X, all terrific instances of someone writing wonderful stories that, at times, make us feel uncomfortable. Personally, I like that. There's no harm in making the passive participant feel uneasy at what they're witnessing. For many months, the only hint we had of a new Far Cry was back in March when Eurogamer reported the fourth game in the main series would be set in the Himalayas, with rideable elephants. Yes! Rideable elephants. But just over a week ago, Ubisoft came clean and revealed Far Cry 4 to the world. And it's after Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot nonchalantly mentioned it to investors, there was a formal announcement from the publisher. And indeed, set in the Himalayas, Far Cry 4 is racist. Jesus, what? Did you not see the box art? I mean, it's clearly racist, meaning the whole game is racist. It's racist, it's racist. Did you not see it's racist? It is racist. Initially, all we got was a release date and a picture of the box art, and boy howdy did that cause a stir. A smug light-skinned man wearing a pink suit sits in a throne that sort of resembles a man praying, all the while his right hand is resting atop a darker-skinned man's head, who was also clutching a grenade to his chest and looking rather unhappy. Once this provocative image was doing the rounds, numerous members of the video game playing public scolded Ubisoft for their vile Far Cry 4 cover. The implications of racism were attacked extensively. People couldn't believe that you'd be playing as this despicable character. However, does anyone remember the box art for one of 2012's biggest commercial and critical successes, Far Cry 3? In my humble opinion, there lies one of the medium's greatest ever bad guys sitting on the beach with one of his victims buried in the sand. No sign of cool bro and protagonist Jason Brody. I initially thought that he was the bad guy, and even if I wasn't aware of Far Cry 3's cover art, I would have been thinking the same thing. Why? Because he looks fucking evil. There's a very dangerous culture brewing in video games, and has been for some time. Act now, think later. It's all well and good to give first impressions on anything, but to be so scathing about something you haven't played, actually, don't mind that, something you know nothing about, is ridiculous. Article after article was published on the internet, video after video. Everybody was deconstructing what they believed would be the story of Far Cry 4. This led creative director Alex Hutchinson to take to Twitter and address all those that were doing so, including one particular GamesIndustry.biz article stating, "Just so it's clear for those jumping to conclusions, he's not white and that's not the player." For the purposes of clarity, I loved Far Cry 3. Of course I see its flaws in certain areas though, such as the way the aspects of the Rakyat, the native tribe on the island, are dealt with. Tribe leader Citro was part of one very questionable scene, and that whole thread was certainly not handled as well as it should have been. However, looking at Hutchinson's past work reveals that he was creative director on Assassin's Creed 3, admittedly seen as possibly the second worst AC game behind only Assassin's Creed 2 Revelations, which was an almighty snooze fest. One of the things that AC3 was praised for was its treatment of the half-Native American lead character Connor. Thomas Deere, a man who was the cultural liaison officer at the Kanawaki Language and Cultural Centre, apologies for my pronunciation, was brought on board for Assassin's Creed 3. Many things were removed and included in the game because of Deere's insight. The native language was spot on and the depiction was rightfully heralded as one of the better ones. After the uproar of the Far Cry 4 cover reveal, some story details leaked. Hidden in the majestic Himalayas lies Karat, a country steeped in tradition and violence. You are AJ Gal. Travelling to Karat to fulfill your mother's dying wish, you find yourself caught up in a civil war to overthrow the oppressive regime of dictator Pagan Min. Explore and navigate this vast open world where danger and unpredictability lurk around every corner, so on and so forth. And like earlier, I do have to apologise if my pronunciation is absolutely atrocious. But the surname, Gal, is of Nepalese origin, while AJ is a Hindi name meaning unconquered. It's expected that the sharply dressed man in the pinky purpley suit will be Pagan Min. It could turn out that protagonist Gal is American born, but we may also see two people facing off that are not cut from the cookie cutter video game character mold of Team America, which would be fantastic.
and with AC3's attention to detail, I'm very positive about Far Cry 4's potential. If racism is present in some capacity, why is that a problem? When all other forms of entertainment, be it books, movies, TV, are tackling hard issues for decades, why is it that when a video game tries to make you feel something deeper, people get scared and decide it doesn't have a place? The eccentrically dressed villain on the box is there to be hated. He's there for us to loathe. Racism is one of the world's greatest evils, and if respectfully handled, can be a great narrative tool, as we've seen countless times before. Don't shy away from being uncomfortable. Look, I get that sometimes it's nice to jump into a piece of entertainment and just want a popcorn thrill ride, but if this expression of creativity is to grow, it can shield you from all evils of the world, and more importantly, it shouldn't. Of course, at this point, we still don't know if racism is going to be present in Far Cry 4, so, don't jump the gun yet.
At this point in time, we just do not know. Far Cry 4 could have a lot of racism in it, and it could handle it absolutely horribly, and then people attack it in your droves, but right now we just do not know. And that culture of just act now and think later has been brewing with video games for quite some time, and it seems like a lot of I suppose creative people within the industry, maybe they can't push the boundaries because of fear of video game playing public just attacking them. Just in this particular episode we're talking about racism, but there are many other issues which the creative forces in video games have tried to kind of broach, and people just completely just beat the door down until it just goes away. And you ask yourself why we're left with so many cookie cutter stories. Or maybe think before you leap into an argument the next time. And thus ends another edition of Debatable here on godsgeek.com. Thank you very much for watching. But look, everything I've said in this episode, in past episodes, in future episodes, it's just my opinion and my opinion alone, and I want to hear yours. So please let us know in the comment section of the YouTube video, the article, tweet me, whatever. Because look, it's just Colm Ahern's opinion. And as always, it's debatable.